Well, fresh concerns about water conservation across the state tonight as California marks a new water year and a fourth year of extreme drought. That new water year started October 1st. And the Department of Water Resources says that we saw extreme swings between record-breaking storms and historically dry months driven by climate change. In the year ahead, DWR predicts conditions will be warmer and drier, which means Californians must make conservation a way of life. And taking a look at where our local reservoirs stand right now, Oroville is at 64% of average for this time of year. Shasta sits a bit lower at 60%. Folsom is at 70%, and Don Pedro is the highest right now with 76%.
So California is also expecting a La Nina this winter. Let's get to our chief meteorologist, Nick Marianos, who's getting answers on what that means. Nick?
Yeah, a lot of times La Nina does mean a stormier, wetter pattern for northern parts of California, but we're right on the cusp, and that really depends on exactly where that storm track sets up. But talking about La Nina, there's no question we're going into La Nina this winter. I mean, look at the eastern equatorial Pacific. All of that blue, that represents sea surface temperatures running much cooler than average. A classic La Nina signature, and that will not change anytime soon. So what's causing all of that? It's the trade winds. Those strong easterly trade winds take what is otherwise that warm water over the tropical eastern Pacific, pushes that to the west. So that cooler water lower into the sea starts rising to the top. It's called upwelling, and it results in that cooler than average temperatures for the sea surface. So it's all about the global patterns, the trade winds that's causing that. When it comes to the pattern during a La Nina winter for the West Coast, typically that storm track gives a stormier than average pattern for northern California. But again, Sacramento is right on the cusp. Southern California is typically dry, and the precipitation outlook over the next 3 months is pretty close, with stormier weather this time a little bit further to the north and drier weather expected across much of the southwest into the southern plains, and equal chances for precipitation for us here in northern California. Of course, temperature-wise, looks to be running a bit on the warmer end. So we'll talk a little more about that with our forecast, too. Speaking, we have a big warm-up on the way, too. So we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes, Tony.
All right. La Nina, good explainer. Yep. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Now to the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. Rescue operations continue after the massive storm carved a path of destruction through Florida last week. The number of deaths continues to climb, with 94 people now confirmed dead.
And tonight, communities across Florida are facing the difficult job of rebuilding from the ground up.
Just park your trunks, stay in your vehicles.
The National Guard is handing out critical supplies to storm-weary residents at distribution points like this one in Inglewood, Florida.
What is it that you guys are most in need of?
Water. An irony lost on no one as flooding and storm surge from Hurricane Ian transformed lives and landscapes. Boats are piled on top of buildings in Fort Myers Beach, the entire area now deemed unsafe.
The water level is above the roof. The whole thing is... This is everything we could salvage. It's our lives.
Damage assessments are ongoing, but more than 500,000 customers are still without power.
That is a goal that they were trying to hit, to have all customers that can receive power by Sunday of this week.
Thank you so much.
In the meantime, residents are toughing it out.
If we can just survive with generators, and as long as the Guard is doing such a wonderful job of bringing food, water, and ice in, we'll be good. We'll be good.
While cleanup is underway, there are questions about the timing of evacuation orders, leaving officials on the defensive.
72 hours before the storm, we still were not in the cone. Lee County wasn't.
By the time we heard it would hit here, it's too late to leave.
Matt Lachey and Pine Island residents are effectively trapped after Ian wrecked the only thoroughfare.
We are working with FDOT to begin the construction of a temporary gravel bridge to get people on and off the island.
The governor's office says more than 1,600 people have been rescued since the storm, and crews are continuing that mission this week.
If you'd like to help those impacted by Hurricane Ian, you can make a donation to the Red Cross by going to cbsnews.com/Red Cross. President Biden went to Puerto Rico today to survey the damage caused by Hurricane Fiona. The Category 1 storm crashed into the island 2 weeks ago, knocking out its power grid and leaving widespread flooding in its wake. Power has been restored to about 90% of the island, we're told, but thousands in hard-hit areas are still without electricity or any clean water.
I want the people of Puerto Rico to know I'm committed, to my entire administration is committed, to standing with you every step of the way, as long as it takes.
The president also announced $60 million to fix levees and create a new flood warning system. The hurricane did an estimated $3 billion in damages, but that number is expected to go even higher.
History was made at the Supreme Court's new term as it got underway today. Ketanji Brown Jackson became the first black woman on the bench. Her appointment also means the court has 4 women for the first time in its 233-year history. Jackson replaced Justice Stephen Breyer, who retired over the summer. But many observers expect the court's 6-3 conservative majority will continue.
Question is, how much is she going to change the conversation? It's an old cliche, but the idea is every time there's a new justice, there's a new court.
Well, during this term, the court is going to hear cases involving several hot-button issues, such as voting rights.
Stick around, your News at 5 is just getting started. Coming up, out for the season, another varsity team benched after another racist incident. High school football fallout.
Plus, a growing reward in the hunt for a suspected serial killer in Stockton. The evidence police say ties the crimes together.
And gas prices still skyrocketing. How close we are to hitting the record again. Welcome back. Tonight, another high school varsity football team benched for the season after a racist video surfaced of players holding a slave auction. The school says several players were suspended, so many that they didn't have enough left to play.
CBS 13's Shantae Passmore is live with more on the fallout from this tonight. Shantae.
Yeah, guys, over the weekend, the controversy made the front page of the local paper here, and the superintendent says the act shows a great deal of work needs to be done to help students understand the difference between intent and impact. No one is laughing.
It shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be as a prank or as a joke.
Several varsity football players from River Valley High School are suspended. The Yuba City Unified School District recently received a copy of a recording involving students acting out a slave sale. During an investigation, students said they meant no harm, just a joke. In a statement, the superintendent called the incident unacceptable and requires us to look honestly and deeply at issues of systemic racism.
Kids do some things that aren't very bright.
From residents,
that's not right. I don't care how you look at it.
To the California Interscholastic Federation, the governing body for high school sports, it's hard to understand why the act happened in the first place.
I'll just feel bad for the communities and the schools and the districts that are dealing with these things. It's just an unfortunate situation.
CIF tells me the district notified it of the situation immediately. The slave auction prank follows another investigation launched into a highly inappropriate chat thread involving the Amador High varsity football team. CIF doubled down by saying any acts of discrimination or demeaning behavior is not acceptable. It said it not only supports the district's actions but applauds its prompt response, as we found some echoing that same sentiment.
We have a lot of teenagers, a lot of kids out there that think it's a joke until reality hits them in the face.
Just to be clear, the junior varsity team is not affected. Juniors and sophomores from the varsity team, we're told, can play with the junior varsity team for the rest of the season. But this really goes to show the impact extends beyond the involved students, really everyone around them.
Yeah, parents, I don't care how busy we are, it's time to talk to our kids about what's okay and what's not okay. Shante, thank you.